Day 44 of my journey. I defeated Suralon and got the second of the 3 crowns needed to become a true monarch in King Vendrick's eyes. And today, I'm walking through a winter wonderland. I hope that doesn't get copyright. And I'm in Eleum Loyce, and we're gonna start my favorite of the 3 DLCs today. So without any further ado, let's walk across this long and narrow bridge.
Turn back. The old chaos hungers still.
Okay. That's the first thing we see is a freaking laser beam of ice just shoot into the ground. Now, you can go either
Always watching. Go back.
you can either go left into the boss and have an awful time, or you could go to the right and explore this area first. I would recommend not going left unless you absolutely know what you're doing, because in this blizzard, the boss that is behind that fog wall is completely invisible until you get a certain item in this place. So unless you can really figure out how to see the boss when he's doing that, maybe like he'll leave dust clouds where he's jumping or something, or leave footprints, or just you really have to pay attention and get lucky. You could probably pull off a win against him in that state, but I would not recommend it. It's not a good idea. So now let's just take care of more of these guys. Ow! Okay, that kind of hurt. And you got this elevator here, which is blocking this direction, which is unfortunate, but these things happen. Okay, die! Now, those enemies are actually docile for right now, but when the blizzard is gone, they will be hostile again, and they are not nice. So, yeah, don't feel bad about taking them out right now. Golden fruit bombs, nice. And these are the basic enemies of this DLC, are these ice dudes, and they look pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, I hope you don't mind seeing a lot of white in this place, because with this blizzard going on, it's really hard to see sometimes. Okay, I forgot there was dogs here. The most annoying enemy in this freaking game. And it's not even because he does a lot of damage either. They have bleed buildup, and they can break through your poise pretty easily. So it's pretty annoying. So that's a good idea to try and take them out one at a time. Of course, I didn't remember they were there, so I had to fight all 3 of them at the same time. Let's use a life gem. I'd rather not use all my Estus flasks already. Okay, what do we have over here? A winged spear plus 7. Alright. Interesting. Wait, is there a thing here? No. I thought I brushed against an invisible body by accident, or an invisible hollow. Because those were a thing in the base game after all. I gotta make sure I'm not missing any of them here. And over here is some torches. Now here's the thing. We're in this blizzard, and if you try and light a torch, nothing will happen. So yeah, you gotta get rid of this blizzard first before you can do anything out here. Which is annoying because you got these ice blockades here scattered around this area and other parts of the DLC, so there's gonna be a little bit of backtracking in this DLC. So yeah, just you gotta remember a lot of stuff here. Now, how much damage will this do against him? Not all that much, to be honest. A lot of the enemies in the DLC are very resistant to lightning, because I think the developers of the game realized just how many enemies were super weak to it in the base game. So they're making up for that by making everything in the DLCs pretty much resist lightning. So us miracle casters have it rough here. So, no cheesing the game with miracles this time. But that's okay, because I got to go through the base game no problem. And honestly, Dark Souls 2 shines at its best in the DLCs anyway, so I am perfectly fine with that. Ow! Man, those guys are hard to hit twice, apparently. Let's take a sip of the old flask and dodge that. And I'm going to use a Sacred Oath here so I can get a small amount of damage. And a small amount of extra damage negation and do a little bit more damage. Yup. They go back just far enough to where you can't hit them a second time. That's kind of annoying. Off with your head. Okay. Now, no! I don't think so. How about this? Wow, we survived that. Okay, how about that? How about this? These guys look pretty strange. They're frozen, and they got those ice spikes on their back. That can't be comfortable. Okay, now just wait for him to no longer be staggering backwards. Ow! Okay, I'm gonna need you to stop. Oh no. Okay, let's go over here so that guy can't hit me with a bunch of magic. And small blue burrs, 5 of them, and that's always helpful to have. Ow! Now, the nice thing about these guys is that they are really easy to backstab. Kind of like the Sanctum Knights in the Sunken City. They attack hard, but their recovery time is a bit slow, so take advantage of that to get as much damage in on them as you can. Yah! Nice. One more hit, and down he goes. That's what I like to see. No items, sadly, but that's okay. These things happen sometimes. And now it's your turn. And don't be fooled by this. You can just walk on in, even though it kind of looks like a fog wall or something. I admittedly had that issue, thinking that was a fog wall my first time through, and I was scared to walk through. But it's not an issue. Oh, I don't think so. Nice. Wow, we survived 2 hits from that. That's kind of impressive. But he can't survive a 3rd hit. No, no, no. I just do way too much damage. These things happen. Now to take care of these 2. Because I don't feel like having magic cast on me any more than I already do. Okay, nothing in here. I don't remember there being too many illusionary walls in this DLC, so I'm not really bothering to search for them all that much. Alright. Now let's just take care of you. Wow, you're still alive. Okay, uh-oh. Ow. That kind of hurt, but not as bad as I was fearing. Let's take a sip of the old flask, and how many do I have? 2. Okay, I've drunk a lot more of these than I thought I did. I thought I had a few more. Now you want to drop down here, because over here is a monastery charm, which that's but that's not why I came down here. The item I'm here for is this, the Dark Clutch Ring. So you hexers now have a clutch ring. You're welcome. You can do even more dark damage at the cost of your own defense. Now, what I'm going to do next is equip any alluring skulls I might have. Okay, I have some left. Because a lot of the enemies in this DLC are also enticed by these things, as you can plainly see. So, there you go. If you're struggling with the enemies, oh no, 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 I don't think so. Leave me alone, bad dog. Stupid dog, you made me look bad. Get out of here. Okay, no! Bad enemies. Let's take a sip of the old flask. Wow, that was close. Okay, let's heal again. That's my last one. I am so glad that didn't kill me. I would have been really bummed out if it did. And over here is an ice rapier. Ooh, ice weaponry. That's fun. I like the ice element. Out of all elements in fantasy and fictional media, ice is definitely one of my favorites. I've always been drawn to ice in particular, and I don't know why. If you pardon the pun, I've always thought ice was a cool element. Okay, now just avoid that. Because, I mean, the way ice is portrayed a lot in media is that it can do damage, sure, but it can also unintentionally preserve people if you freeze them just right. I mean, cryo freeze is a thing in sci-fi, and then there's stories of human remains being preserved thanks to permafrost type of things. I mean, it's pretty interesting stuff. Or maybe I'm just a major nerd in that way, and I'm overthinking things, which I do have a tendency of doing, but I've always thought ice was interesting just because of stuff like that. An element that can take away, but also preserve under certain circumstances. I like it. Now, over here is a little hidden pathway. And at the end are things you can light on fire. But because there's a blizzard going on right now, you can't light a torch. So that's another thing you're going to have to remember for later. So with that being said, let's go into the building here and get out of this cold. And now you drop down here, and you have yourself a bonfire! Now, we're finally here, so I want to show this off. We are almost done with this game, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 3 more bonfires left to find, and 1 there. We're getting to the home stretch, finally. It's only taken 44 videos. Much longer than the first game, but we're getting there. Nice try. Now, let's just hit him in the back a bunch. And one thing I like about this game's, well, this environment in particular is if you roll around in the snow, then you'll actually get covered in snow, which is a pretty fun thing. So your character can wear white armor for a few seconds. I've always liked playing in the snow myself, so the idea that I can get covered like this is always fun. My inner child enjoys it very much. Get out of here, ice monster. Okay, now my memory on this place is a little hazy, but I believe you gotta go this way. Okay, let's take care of you next. Thank you. Yeah, okay, I remember where I'm going now. No! Bad enemies! Nice try. Can I backstab you? I certainly can. And down he goes. That's a lot of damage. And over here, we got these guys. So let's do this. Wow, he actually survived that. Ow! Okay, let's cast another Sacred Oath. Now that I'm pretty sure the first one ran out. So let's try this again. Yep, I almost one-shot him there. That's what I like to see. Now, let's see. I'm trying to remember where this item is, because I remember there being one around here some. Oh, yep, here it is, over this way. Oh, gotta take care of you first. I need all the souls I can get, because I'm very greedy in that regard. Even though I've got pretty much all the levels I'm ever going to realistically need. Is it over here that I'm thinking of? It sure is. You got these 2 over here, just chilling, if you pardon the pun. And here is Dark Dance, another hex. So you can make use of that with your Dark Clutch Ring. Got some Lloyd talismans there, and what's this? A dead body. It's kind of hard to tell because it's so freaking bright out here. Now, Dark Dance is hex that converts souls into a large mass of dark. This momentous mass of dark dances to signal the joy of its own release, or perhaps to taunt foes as it veers towards them. Yep. And I actually have never used that one, so I couldn't tell you if it was really good or not. Okay, now let's backstab this cool looking dude. And what do I get? Ooh, I got a shield. Nice. I have never, in my whole time playing Dark Souls 2, I've never been able to get their full armor set. I got their shield, which is nice, but like I said, I can never get their full set of armor. And it's sad, too, because their armor is really awesome looking. I like it a lot. These are definitely some of my favorite knights in the entire game. I like their design. Ow! That was not very nice. Okay, I'm going to need you guys to stop that. Thank you. Got a life gem and no item there. Now, it's locked. You're gonna want to remember this door for later. You're not gonna like where it leads, though. Just as a word of warning. I don't think anybody likes where that door leads. And if you do say you like it, then you're a frickin' liar. And you should stop lying to yourself. Okay, no! I don't think so. Okay, down he goes. And you got more treasure chests in here that you can't get. So that's fun stuff. Can I backstab you? No, I cannot. I missed. Ow! Okay, I'm going to need you to stop. Thank you. Down he goes. Any items? Nope. Because of course not. But just to put your minds at ease, you can light the torch and nothing happens. So yeah, don't even bother. Because I'm pretty sure at least one person was thinking that might work. Trust me, I was there at one point too. When I first played this DLC, I thought that might have worked. But sadly, it does not. And back into the blizzard we go. I'm trying to remember, is it to the left or right we go? There's prism stones over here. I want to say the right is where you gotta go, so I'm gonna go left first. Just to make sure I don't miss too many items, because I'm not even gonna pretend that I'm gonna get all the items in this DLC. Because I don't remember where everything is. And I don't suspect I'm gonna get even half of them. But I will do my best. Okay, yeah, I remember this much at least. I remember how to attack this enemy and miss him and hit the wall. Yep, definitely what I remembered. Just go over here and pull this lever. And this will bring this elevator up. But you can't even ride it because it's got all that junk on it. That just means you can access the path down below. So that's a third thing you gotta remember for later. Okay, no! That still hit me. Okay, fine. Let's backstab him and bring him down. No item drop, that's sad. Green blossom, nice. Now what you want to do next is go over this way. And you got this here door, but don't open that door. Instead, you want to go over here. Because there's an invisible ladder here for some reason. I don't know why, but it is. So just climb up here, and you got this treasure chest. Open it after taking care of Mr. Knight over here. And yaw! And inside this treasure chest is a pretty neat thing. That thing is Splintering Lightning Spear. Another miracle for yours truly. Can I make that jump? I certainly can. That's what I like to see right there. Now let's take care of the dogs and soul of a great hero. Always good to get more soul items. Now, let's see if I can take him out with this. I can. All right, there we go. I got rid of 3 of the 4 dogs in here. And there goes the final one. It's good to do that because dogs are annoying, as I've said multiple times. Now with that done, you can open this here door and continue on down here. This is where we gotta go next. Oh, I wanted to jump over the railing. No shortcut for me. Can I do this? Let's see. Yaw! Well, I kinda got the plunge attack, so I can't complain too much. So, yeah, just take care of Mr. Rampart Golem over here, or whatever his name is, and you can go down this path here. Let's use a life gem so I get a little more HP. Crimson water. Always good to get more spell restoration items. Plus, it heals me.
And never look back. No one must ever find that which is sheltered in the Eleum Loyce.
Well, too bad. I'm gonna find what's in Eleum Loyce whether you want me to or not. Which is over here. Grab this. Eye of the Priestess. And it plays the creepy noise, and there you go. Now you can see stuff that's invisible, which is very nice. Now with that being done, you can continue on like nothing is out of the ordinary. No! Ow, that still hit me. I don't think so. As cool as your hammer looks, I don't want to be killed by it. Now let's take a double sip of the old flask so I can get all my health back. And is there anything over here? I think that's the way to go. Yep, that's the way to go. I thought that would have been a door, but it was not a door. Let's keep on going. And alluring skulls. Skeptic spice. Okay, that's fine. Now let's go through this here fog wall. And that leads us to our next bonfire. And I'm going to end it here because this next area's got a lot going on, and if I keep going, this video is probably going to be 30 to 40 minutes long. So next time on Dark Souls 2, we will explore the inner wall of Eleum Loyce. See you guys next time. Take care, everyone.